Welcome in, welcome in. Grand Rising. How are we? How are we? Okay, I do. Awesome. I have 3. I don't know why I'm concerned. How are we? How are we? Well, do you all want to get out of the box? How am I? I'm doing well. Uh, I rose like about 15 minutes ago. I just got out of the shower. And it's time to read. It's time to go to work. My finger's no longer swollen, it's just sore. Um, which is really good, but it's like sour sore. So it doesn't hurt all the time, but it like will randomly hit. Lots of uncomfortable air in today. I feel that. What in the hell was that? I don't know if y'all seen that flash of light that just happened. Okay, come through, I guess. Whoever you are, sure. Welcome to the party. I can't go a damn day. I love it though. No, I also forgot that yesterday was daylight savings. That's when it switched. Which explains why yesterday felt like yesterday. And also explains the Schumann resonance going fucking weird too. A little bit, not fully, but just a teensy bit. So that was fun to deal with. But if no one wants 2 card pools, we're gonna jump right into the collective reading. I'll wait like a minute because I gotta shuffle the cards anyway. Hell yours, I got you. Are you just wanting a general, or do you have anything in specific that you're looking for? And Grand Rising, welcome in. We're gonna do our best to get 2 card pulls. I need to get a notepad pulled up in case the floodgates are opened again. Just in case, because you never know. But how are we all? How are we all? Grand Rising Daniel, welcome in. To the criteria. How do you find this cult? What cult? What are you talking about? People just coming in here talk about cults all of a sudden. What the hell? Is that what today's theme is? The polar opposite? Well, adjacent opposite. It's not polar, it's pretty adjacent. It's pretty spot on, really. I might have to call it a carbon opposite at this point. It seems pretty relevant. Anyway. We have Banu. Your first card is the King of Wands. There's an idea that you have that is valuable at this time. It is a matured idea. It's not quite ready to be moved on, but it's something that has been mastered. So sit back and think. This is like a final few steps before a plan can finally move forward. So be careful. So move forward very wisely with this. You don't need to be here. If you don't believe in it, go somewhere else. Don't spend your time here. You're weird like that. You may have a hard time. No, reversed. Excuse me. There's not going to be a hard time moving forward if you're moving forward spiritually. But as well, keep in mind that there may be some feelings delved underneath yourself that you're needing to push through and push away. Not push away, but move through. Not push. Push is the wrong word entirely. To walk through. when it comes to this idea. So really sit down and plan any sort of last minute changes, last minute things that you want to do. But the plan is fully engaged. You're fully engaged with this plan, with this idea. Allow it to transform into the thought, into the feelings form before you overthink on it. So really just marinate in the idea that you have today. Oh, that's because it wasn't for you, Sherry. That was a 2 card for Banu. That wasn't a collective thing. So without further ado, we're gonna jump into the collective reading. And we're gonna see what's going on with that. I really don't know why people waste their time going in places where they don't even believe in it. Like, what are you doing? Like, are you that alone? Like, Jesus Christ. I remember when I used to be like that, but not anymore now. But you do what you gotta do, I guess. Early bird gets the worm, but not in this case. I got the worm today. I'm the early bird today. Let's jump in. Let's jump into this quick reading and see what's popping up. We have the Four of Swords. So there is this unrestless, excuse me. I was going to say unrested, but there's this restless thought that may be keeping you from seeing a crowning thought. There might be a way to, I'm just going to hide all the religious shit today. I just don't want to deal with it. I can't deal with these nut jobs today. It is not my job to babysit them. Anyway, we have the Four of Swords reverse, and there's definitely some form of crowning thought that isn't able to be heard at this time due to an unrestness. You may be feeling like you need to do something a bit sooner, a bit quicker than you're needing to, especially with 4 being there with time and matter. So be aware of that. Especially if you feel rushed to do something, don't rush today. Especially not today. Allow today just to flow easily. The reason why things might feel rushed is because we have 2 retrogrades and an eclipsed blood moon, so time is definitely going to feel weird, as well as just daylight savings coming in. Everything's kind of felt speeded up. Everything kind of feels out of whack in that sense. So just allow yourself to really get into the. There we go. I gotta pull this out. Get into the flow of life today. Allow yourself to truly align with what you need to align with without worry of time or possession or anything of that nature. Just allow things to flow as they need. With the 8 of Pentacles, don't overwork, especially today, because it's like today's really interesting with the 4 of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles both being reversed. Don't overwork. There might be a hint of overworking. There might even be a hint of laziness coming through, whichever pole you're on right now. But be sure not to do either of them. If you're feeling like you're procrastinating, get to work. If you're feeling like you are overworking, then don't work as hard. That doesn't need to happen right now. This is definitely about due diligence. This is about keeping your mind straight, keeping your ethics in line. So pay very close attention to that moving forward. Pay super close attention to that. Overworking on something is not going to allow it to come to full fruition. That's only going to allow stagnation to happen. It's only going to allow frustration to find its way through, because your work ethic might not meet up with what you're expecting on the external. So really give yourself that permission. And even with the 7 of Wands, this is a time to wait on the divine, and you might be moving forward without the divine. So again, go get counseling from the divine, ask the divine some things that you need to know, talk with your angels, talk with God, whomever it may be, doesn't matter, just talk to them, and make sure that you aren't pushing forward through something that deserves a resting point, that deserves a point of refreshment. Sometimes you feel like you need to do something, but there might be a few tiny steps that you're not receiving. Like maybe oh, I need to go do this. Well, go eat before you do this. Go take a shower before you do this. What you're needing to do is really rehabilitate yourself before moving forward. Because there's this thing about nurturing, about waiting on the divine that you need to like start focusing on. And with the judgment reverse, there is definitely a higher self, a higher awareness that you're needing to have at this time, moving forward. And listening to your higher self is going to help you move forward exponentially. Your higher self hasn't been heard in the proper way. If you're asking questions and you're not receiving any answers that are beneficial or the answers that are relevant to your situation, it's because you're not asking a specific question. You're not asking a question that actually is allowing yourself to tell you the directions. Again, this kind of goes with yesterday's reading of your higher self is connecting with you at this time. You need to listen to it so it can show you the ropes. If you're asking your higher self questions, make sure they're specific questions. Make sure it's not just like, so what do I do now? Really, like, soak into it. Show that you are wanting to be engaged with yourself in a higher manner and ask, with this thing that I'm doing, is this thing the right thing I need to do or not? And depending on where that goes, continuously asking questions down that rope. If I need to change anything with it? Am I doing things the right way? How would you be doing these things? What would you be? I need to be asking it as if it's your mentor, because it knows more than you in this sense. It's seen, it's already lived, and it's already in that experience, and it's trying to bring you there with it. So just allow your higher self to really guide you at this time. Really ask it specific questions. Allow it to reawaken things in you that need to be reawakened, and allow it to put to rest things that need to be put to rest. Once you start doing that, things will start moving on the physical again. But it's not just you. It's not just the divine or your angels or God. It is an amalgamation of everything that you are, seen and unseen. Allow yourself to really be within that. And again, with the black horse, it's about nurturing. This nurturing of asking your higher self these things, showing your higher self that you are interested in receiving these higher boundaries, that you are interested in receiving more, you are interested in going down the life that you're desiring, is going to allow a boost within yourself. Not only a boost within yourself, but a boost in things that you're doing, because you're inviting your higher self to work with those things. It's the same. It's the same logic as telling God to take care of situations for you, or allowing God into your situations. All these things, is super important to do that. With the Empress reverse, it's a lack of nourishment, a lack of seeing prosperity that's happening or maybe happening. You're not receiving the exact rewards that you're desiring, and your higher self knows how to get there. Your higher self knows how to achieve what you're wanting. But it's like the call isn't being heard. The question isn't being answered. There's still a golden nugget around that can be boosting things up in a more high way. And it's not that you haven't been doing anything or haven't been going down the right path. It's just you're needing to see it from a different angle. You're needing to see it from a higher angle. Um, you know? So really take your time today to focus on that. Really take time to see where you need to land and how you need to land with it. Um, Really communicating deeply with yourself, even if it's about deep desires that you haven't told anyone about, or even dreams that you don't fully believe that you can achieve right now. Just talk to your higher self about these things, because they would know. It's not just the fact that your higher self has lived lifetimes with them. Your higher self, in that sense, is also most likely talking to a higher version of it and getting information, so that it can live in the timeline that it's living in. It's a whole like staircase that you're walking at this point, Jacob's ladder, whatever you want to call it. Really sit down and ask your higher self, like, is there anything that I need more? What version are you talking to put you in this position? Because there's always going to be that higher version to show it, hey, this is what you need to be doing for this. You only know as much as you're consciously aware of, so don't be afraid to expand that consciousness to higher ways. Again, this is Mother handing you another scepter, saying this is what you can do to get where you need to get. We've heard your prayers, we've heard your cries, we've heard your questions. You still need to be doing something this, though. You need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. You need to be asking these questions. But you have the scepter to go forward. You have permission to be able to communicate with your higher self right now. You have permission to move forward. You have permission to exceed the higher knowledge, to head on top of the clouds. They're no longer clouded. They're on top of them. They're seeing everything around it. You are protected, and the mother's protecting you as well. It's all these things that you need to look at, and your higher self is just trying to get you to see that you already have what you need. There just needs to be more of an awareness of it. With the Knight of Cups, even, it might even just being allowing certain feelings to move forward. Oh, I feel like this would be a good idea. Move with it. oh, I feel like this is a good time to start. You know, I feel like this is something that I could do. Like all these things, like even like if it's just, you know, pulling a few cards on yourself or flipping a coin, like I just feel like I need to do that right now. Do that. Allow yourself to move with that feeling state so you're able to not only nurture yourself on the physical, but in retrospect, give yourself that boost that you're needing with your spiritual side to allow your rational self to really connect with the opposite side of you and bring you higher within what the range that you're trying to receive. Because right now, that feeling state isn't fully mastered. You know enough about it to get around, but it needs to be mastered. There's a part of you that still needs mastery to move fully on from something, which is why Mother's handing you the scepter, saying you can move forward, but right now, let's work on this inner part of you. Let's work on this nourishment. There's still a part of that listening to feelings. There's still that part of, you know, speaking fish, if you will, that needs to be accomplished. And it's not that you don't know how to. It's just there's parts of you that still need a little bit fixing. Maybe you slack off a little bit, and it's not a lot. It's not detrimental, but it's still something like you need to do this, or you decide like, oh, you know how sometimes you're doing something, it's like, oh, I gotta use the bathroom, but then you don't use the bathroom for a while. It's like that. Like you've gotten so used to doing something for so long that you like, even though it's like a habitual thing, it's not necessarily healthy for you, and you're needing to really see through that. It's not a subconscious thing anymore. It's very conscious. It's on the forefront in the mind. The only thing about it is it's not barking at you. It's not barking at you right now. It's not trying to grab your attention anymore because it's at the surface. It's already being projected outside of into your external reality to show you, hey, this is kind of what you need to do. These are the things that you need to start believing in. These are the things that you gotta start knowing of yourself, however you want to word it, right? Really stepping forward with that and moving forward. Nothing's eclipsed anymore. It's showing you the full luminary element of what's going on right now. So pay close attention to it. With the Emperor reverse, even the Empress and Emperor reverse, there's a misalignment between the two ruling factors in you. There's either an over aggressive Empress or an under aggressive Empress with an over aggressive Emperor and or an under aggressive Emperor. So like it's your feminine and masculine energies. They might be at their max, they might be at their full potential, but one has way more power than the other, and one is getting way more undermined than the other, and neither of them need to be undermined, obviously. So really check that out. See where those balances are. Are you sacrificing nurturing for work, or you're sacrificing work for nurturing? You know, where are the extremes? Don't label it as good or bad, because then that's going to take you in a whole other rabbit hole that's not going to help you. Just see what it's saying to you. Is how much energy are you putting into what, and then move forward with that. You know, it's not about judging it to say it's good or bad at this point. Right now, it's just an observation point where you're like, I'm doing this too much and I probably shouldn't. I'm doing that too much and I probably shouldn't. I really wanted to do this, but instead of doing this, I did another thing. Does this other thing actually nurture me the way that the other thing would have? Or am I just doing this because I'm used to not doing the other thing? You know what I mean? Really make sure of what you're doing. With the Seven of Swords, again, it's about waiting on the divine. So right now, it's like you might want to be moving because both the sevens came in reverse. So it's like, I want to go somewhere. I want to do something. Don't do that yet. Wait on the divine. The idea is there. Wait on the divine. The thoughts that are coming through. Wait on the divine. The divine still has something else they're trying to show you. There's something higher that still needs to be received. And whenever you finally unblock yourself from this, when you finally see past that illusion, when you finally move past those boundaries, you're going to be able to fully be in balance. You're going to finally be able to see things as they are. You're not going to be blindfolded. You're not going to be bound to a chair. You're not going to just be sitting on your masonry, on what you've built, on what's keeping you stable, but not knowing what to do with it. You're now going to know what to do with it, and you're going to have the thought formers to deflect any sort of pessimism coming your way. It's just, you need to wait right now. You need to really contemplate and think deeply about what you're trying to do, where it's going to take you, and what version of you need to even be to get there. Because right now, you can't move. Right now, you can't get past this thought form. Right now, things aren't moving on the physical because things can't even get processed properly. Things aren't able to go through the proper way of... I got a double. I got a double whammy. I got hit with a double whammy. The phone Wi-Fi and the laptop Wi-Fi both went out. Damn, I'm getting EMP'd over here. I'm getting EMP'd. Oh my god. I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm just gonna get rid of you. Um, but that's hilarious. Anyway, you're just needing to wait on the divine right now. You need to wait for the proper thought forms to be matured, to be developed in the way that need to be. You're needing to wait on everything to come around the way that it needs to at this time. Because you don't really have permission to move forward. You just now have the scepter. You have to learn how to hold the scepter. You need to know what scepter you have. You need to learn all these things. No, that was my end. Sometimes the internet just shuts out over here. But I got smacked with the double. I got the phone and the laptop. I was right as I was typing, I was seeing in the chat, it said disconnected, please reconnect. I was like, what the fuck? Like why? Why'd you have to hit me twice? But regardless, it's all just a part of the thing. Grand Rising, Jennifer. But right now, like, you just don't have the full permission to drive off yet. There's still some things that you're learning about what you're doing. You're still going through the ropes, seeing what works for you, seeing what doesn't. So just allow that to transpire. Don't immediately think things are going to fail or things aren't going to work out just because of how slow they're going, obviously. It feels like you're starting something up. Either the startup is like a new version of you, a job, a career, moving, changing up something that you do, habitual things. However, something's changing, something's moving in a higher way, which is just, it's showing you that restraint of like, oh, it's not working because it's not happening quickly, and keep putting that effort into it, but don't overwork it. With the Ten of Swords reverse, don't let any sort of thought self-sabotage you. Right now is the time of just growth. Right now is the time of learning, of waiting on the divine, of showing you how to move forward, showing you just a new expansion of self, inner and outer. So just go with that flow and move forward. With all every sword has really come out reversed. So there's like a bunch of thoughts that you're needing to master. There's an inverse way of thinking, and you might be battling in your head a lot, thinking that, oh, this is going to work, and then going, oh no, it's not going to work because of all these things, but then going back and saying, no, it is going to work because I know this and I know that, and it's like all these like mixed uh, ideals are just being bounced around right now. Be very careful of that, and that's another reason why things aren't transforming, another reason why you haven't had full control, because you're really going back and forth. You know what you desire, but you keep falling for that same trap that puts you back in a place to something where you don't desire it. So really don't allow that to happen, because especially if it's coming internally. So really be aware of that. Once you start seeing those things and once you start moving forward in that way, you're gonna have this Ten of Pentacles moment. You're gonna have the coming of everything that you're desiring, the end, the next step of something on the physical. Everything has been built up. The test would have been will have been passed, and then there will be a new cycle, a new one, a new energy to step into, a new area to move forward with. So move forward with that very not swiftly, but move forward with it very attentively. Learn how to speak fish again. Learning how to speak your mind. Learning how to speak your feelings. Whether that's needing like anger management or like stress management or however this is, like learning how to not combat but to soothe yourself. Really work on that. And yeah, like go get a pregnancy test. I can't. I don't know what people think tarot is. I can't tell you if you're pregnant or not. I could guess, and then I could be like 50-50, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't waste my time doing that shit. I'm not egoic. I don't have time for that. But yeah, it's just Saturn. It's just life. It's just how life is gonna be. It's going to test you, especially when you have something that you desire to do. Life is going to test you. It's going to test you either with people, or are you going to be worried about time. It's just going to see, are you really wanting to go through the hardships to develop what you're desiring. And truly, if you want to do it, you would. And if you don't feel like going through the hardships with this one thing, then it's something else that you're really desiring. It's not always something happening to you to kind of push you away and cause you stress. A lot of times when Saturn does anything to you, it's there to just show you if it's really worth your time. Do you actually want to do this? Is Is the fear of things falling back and falling around worth it to you at this time, or are you able to truly move forward past those obstacles, past those beings of life? That's what you really have to ask yourself. That's what you really have to ask yourself whenever, especially when Saturn comes around. That's what you're doing. So pay attention to that. We have. I'm just getting rid of them today. I don't got time. The the Three of Pentacles, definitely see if it's paying. See if like you're using your plan right as well. It's like, don't just immediately decide to give up. Make sure everything's right, because again, there's like a plan that you might not be following. There's some instruction that might not be heard clearly. Just make sure. Just really make sure that you're following the instruction. And as well, like in the Three of Pentacles, even though it's in reverse, I'm holding it upright for a reason. The feminine is holding the instructions for a reason. It's because the heart space, the divine, the feminine in you is going to have the way to move forward. The masculine is only going to be able to relay what it can get from that heart space. And if your masculine side, your rational side, can't speak to your heart very well or have a clear communication or a solid relationship, it's not going to convey things to you properly. It's not going to have a solid grasp. It's not going to be able to tell you instructions that are going to help you. It's not going to learn it doesn't know how to speak the language. It's a bad game of telephone. I mean, y'all played telephone before, or at least seen people play it before. That's what's going on between your heart and your mind. Your heart gets the instructions from the divine. It hears it. It then gives you that feeling. Do this. That first thought that you get is actually a feeling. That second thought you get that's a little bit louder is your brain saying, no, this is it. It's an overwrite. So be careful of that. You get that first feeling, that's a first thought, because we don't know how to feel properly. That's the disconnect that we have. So it turns into a thought immediately. That first thought is super quiet. It's like, we should do this. It doesn't say we need to do this or we have to do this. It says we should do this. It's calm. It's not panicked. And then boom, the rational mind clicks in. I heard this. We do this. We do that. We do that. And then it starts to try and plan all these things out. That's not what needs to happen. Queen of Swords, just to even confirm it a little bit more, let your feelings guide your thoughts, not your thoughts guide your feelings. Really allow yourself to step within that area. And yeah, sure, we all have a lot to learn. Even though I'm up here speaking about it, this is something I do daily. And I don't 100% pass it all the time. It's a test that we all have to go through constantly. It's just about knowing the process and being able to take it a day at a time. And that's really the whole point of anything. Like, no matter how masterful anyone is, they're still gonna fuck up. That's why whenever people come to me and say, oh, I'm this god or I'm this incarnation, I don't fucking believe you, because you're probably making more mistakes in that incarnate than the original ever has. So if you really were that incarnate, you wouldn't be making the same mistakes. You gotta like move in. Exactly. It's really like, in a way, that is true, Daniel. It's really, I really am. But like, when doing these readings, even though it might not all resonate with me, same thing with you all, there are still things in there that it's like, you know what, I need to do this, I should do that, I need to be doing this more, I need to be doing that more. I make mental notes all the time. I might not make it very obvious, but I make mental notes about anything that I pick up and read. No matter who it's for. Even if it's a personal reading I'm doing for someone else, I still will take personal notes, because everything is going to resonate. The fact that I'm able to even just say these things and describe what's going on is because I resonate with it on some degree, meaning I've already either done it or I'm currently doing it. Same thing for everyone else, you know, or that you're about to do it. Regardless, it's resonating with you in some way. It's in your field in some way. So we're all learning it at different ways and different angles, you know. That's why I enjoy when you're all talking in the chat so much, because it not only shows you that we all have that learning to do, but it gives you tips. It gives you that comfort to know that you're not falling behind, you're not late to a party. You're actually more on time than you would think. But we have the Six of Pentacles. And really, when you follow the Queen of Swords logic of really letting your feelings guide your thoughts, then you're going to be giving to yourself. You're not only just going to be taking from the divine and then running with it and then, you know, tripping and falling, but you'll be able to really nurture yourself with it. You'll be able to balance out the scale of receiving and then giving. Notice that the one giving is the one in the red. That's your consciousness. That's your conscious self. Who is your conscious self? Who is your rational self giving attention to? Is it giving it attention to the external forces or the internal forces? Is it giving attention to the feminine inside or the feminine on the external? And the feminine, the external, is whatever is nurturing your reactions. So you looking at your bank account and seeing a negative number is the feminine energy that nurtures your thoughts to say, "Oh, I'm broke. I'm not gonna have enough money. X, Y, Z." That's that thought pattern. That's how that works. Because the external of the external is the father, which is governed by time and matter. Everything else is just because it goes from feminine God to masculine internal that receives the message, that tells the message to the heart, that then tells the message to you who's in the center, tells it to the brain, masculine, because you're both feminine and masculine in the sense of heart brain, right? Doesn't matter. To the brain, the rational side, which is masculine, that gets its information from what you're seeing on the first realm externally, the physical external, going into the visible external, which would be the father, which is again masculine. But that's the scale of that's the scale of reality. But with Hermit, it's again, especially in meditation, the Hermit card isn't just about going in solace and stuff. The Hermit card is about drawing information up. He's there with the lantern. It's pitch black on top of a mountain. He can't see. His eyes are closed. He's not trying to look to where he's trying to walk. He's trying to draw information up. He's not trying to find anything. He knows that something's trying to find him. And that's what he's searching for, is that thing that's trying to find him. By sitting still, by being that light, being there saying, where do I need to go next? What do I need to do? You can see me. I can't see you. You need to guide me. That's how it is with the divine. That's how it is with the ancestors, or angels, whomever it may be. You're not out there trying to search for them. They're trying to get to you. You need to be able to have a way for them to get there. What light are you going to hold? How are you going to move? Where are you going to stand to allow that part of you, that invisible force that you trust in, that you talk to? How is that going to find you? When is it going to find you? Are you going to be open to it at all hours, or is it only going to be certain times a day? Figure these things out and really connect with yourself. Because once they find you, once that information finds you, once that creator gets to where you are and is able to tell you things and you digest it properly, then now you're going to be in the magician's energy. Now you're going to be able to draw whatever the hell came from up top down to earth. You're going to be able to draw whatever the divine gave you, whatever ideas you're faced with, using all the elements, the cups, the swords, the wands, the cups, the swords, the pentacles, and then you're going to be able to use that scepter that mother has already given you with the world card and drag everything that was given to you, promised to you from that vision, down onto your actual physical reality. It might take a minute because things have to grow, but you have to be willing to take that weight. You have to be willing to go within yourself and trust yourself to that internal self. You'll have the limniscat on top of your crown. You'll have the victory. Have the achievement that you're wanting. The red over the white, that means the conscious self is being sacrificed for the feminine, for the divine, is being purified. White over red means that. The white is the pure consciousness, the pure motion. The red is the consciousness. Think of a bull. Whenever a bull sees red, it runs at things, right? If you're wearing the red on underneath anything, that's what you're mainly focusing on. As close as it is to your skin is where you're going to be. So really allow yourself to have that that achievement, that understanding of letting things come to you. You don't need to chase anything. You are a natural attractor. We all have an electromagnetic field. We're all feminine and masculine. You already have both poles. It's just, what pole are you leaning on? Are you trying to run towards something and getting deflected from it? Or are you truly attracting what you're desiring? Right now, again, even when you attract those things, when you finally get things to start moving, they will start moving. They'll move a lot quicker than you even thought, because it's not receiving that stress, that sort of backlash, that back and forth combat. Definitely, if you already feel like you have what you need, if you've already been in this hermit mode, if you've already been drawing things from the divine and moving forward, definitely start moving forward now. And yes, this is a general reading. After the reading's over, we can do some 2-card pulls if you're interested in that. But even then, even with the Eight of Wands, with the Ace of Wands reverse coming out after that, be careful with running with ideas that aren't worthy, which is, again, why you need to sit back and really nurture yourself with that hermit energy, so that you can move forward with the magician, so you can move forward with drawing things from the above to the below, being non-polarized, not being half rational, half divine, but being fully in your divine nature. That's what's going to help you move forward, because until then, things just aren't going to move the way that they need to. Until then, things aren't going to fully be in an energy that's going to be of benefit, be in an energy of success for you. So just be very aware of that. But the high priestess being on the bottom as well, that's the secret key. That's the direction that you might have been looking for. That's the final piece of the puzzle, if you will, um, that you've needed before you move on. I'm feeling kind of called to pull out the Shadow Tarot, so we'll get like 2 or 3 from here. I don't know why I'm feeling called to get this, but we'll definitely see it. We'll see what's going on. We'll see what's going on. Then we'll get the animal cards and the power, the Archangel power, and then we'll be done. But definitely just take time today knowing that everything will be working forward. Remember that things only can happen from the internal. No matter if you are, doing something for someone else or doing something for yourself, everything's this internal action. It's not about persuading someone. It's about talking to their soul. The closer that you can get with yourself with talking to your soul is the closer you can get to other people to talk to their soul. The closer you can be with yourself is the closer you're going to align with others. But we have Sorcerer's Protection 31, which is 4. So 4, stability. Being aware of any sort of changes. Knowing that things are actually stabilized at this time. But not being afraid of time and matter. Knowing that you exist within it, but you can't change it. We have heightened intelligence, inquisitive mind, knowledge and experience, insurance, protection of intellectual property. So definitely like allow yourself to delve in this way. Again, it's all about wisdom. It's going to let you know things more. It's going to allow you to know yourself more. You're going to find a lot more protection in diving deeper within yourself rather than depending on an external source, because when you can fully trust yourself to move forward and know that the divine is with you at all times and talking to you at all times and giving you the right way of moving, then you'll be able to move forward without fear. You'll be able to move forward without any sort of hold back. We have the star Lucifer, which is Aquarius energy. And don't worry about the names if you're new here of these cards. They are just named in different ways. These are the shadow aspects of existence. There doesn't mean they're good or bad. But star Lucifer is intuition, confidence, a sense of direction, occult mastery, egoism, obstinacy, temptation, faithlessness, the perfect time to implement new projects. Again, follow your intuition heavily, because it's intuition building that you really build when talking to yourself. It's having that confidence. Again, like how I said with the source of protection, it's about having that confidence to move forward, knowing that things are going to work out. Having faith in yourself if you have faith, all these things. Not allowing your ego to destroy what you know is right for you, not allowing your ego to say, oh no, it's not this, it's this other way, not getting pulled away from your true desire. We have Wrath, which is 58, 13-4, depending on how you want to go with aggression, destructive behavior, bad temper, anger management, self-control, maintain clear thinking. I feel like with Wrath, I don't feel like there's any anger. There's not any anger coming from anything. It's more of self-control. It's more of maintaining a clear thinking, not controlling your thoughts, but allowing your thoughts just to be. Because if you're trying to control your thoughts, you're going to get frustrated with yourself. I've tried it. It does not work. Just allow them to be, overstand while they're coming to you, and cooperate with them. Don't let them have full control, but allow them to speak what they need to say, and then move forward with an obligation to not necessarily fix them, but to move in a way that's not going to allow those thoughts to fully come true. And by that, I really just mean not allowing your thoughts to control your direction moving forward. But we have Hecate, Venus energy, which is patience, a guide through the labyrinth, freedom from old emotional ties, attachments, resentments, and habits, preventing personal development, the right time to evaluate our behavior and actions, crossroads, dependence on the phases of the moon, dreaming, prophetic dreams, accumulation of wealth and status, fruitfulness, nurturing, synthesis, fertility, willingness to help others, grounded in the life process, their successful result of hard work, a woman of importance, a helpful woman, and a woman of influence. So definitely at this time, see what you're holding on to. See what you no longer need. See what may be draining your energy from your own perspective. A lot of people want to say energy draining comes from external. No, it comes from internal. Because you wouldn't have internalized it as something being drained if there wasn't something from inside of you being leached. That something inside of you is coming from an outside perspective of your internal nature. Everything starts within yourself, within that darkness. Nothing starts on the physical first. Um, it can be synthesized, um, and what is the correct word? I gotta think back to like science experiments. It can. I would just say it can be chemically altered because we have a lot of chemicals going on inside of us. It can react a different way externally, but it can't be created from the external. Um, so really grounding yourself in that. Really grounding yourself. Um, just really grounding yourself into the internal versions of yourself. Really making yourself aware of who you are and what you're trying to do. Really allowing yourself to break off certain cycles. You know, if you feel like the external is restricting you, what internally do you have that is restricting you? You know, what internally are you looking? Where are you putting so much of focus on that keeps you away from what you needing to do? I'll take this split as well. I'll shuffle 2 more times as well, just in case I felt called to do that. There we go. That's probably why. You are upside down. So we have Ladybug, which is luck. Your goals are about to manifest in remarkable ways. Dreams are coming to fruition. Stop and enjoy this moment. It's important to let things flow at their natural pace. Rest assured that in due time, of course, that in due course of time, your wishes will come true. Giraffe, which is reflection. If you are facing a difficult situation, do not rush into making a decision. You are advised to turn the problem around in all possible manners before deciding on a solution. Your circumstances need to be examined carefully. Frog, which is transition. It's a tower. Oh my goodness, this is a powerful time of change, and you are being asked to connect with the world of emotions and feminine energies. You may also need to engage in a process of cleansing, whether it's physical, emotional, spiritual, or energetic. Whale, which is communication. You are encouraged to communicate clearly from your heart. Bridge any gaps that are keeping you from connecting deeper with your loved ones. It's important to speak your truth with emotion, vulnerability, and power. It's general reading. Cougar is leadership. You have come into your own power. Now is the time to take lead of a situation and be strong. Using the power of intentions, be clear with your purpose and define where you are heading. And horse, which is freedom. You must break out of any limitations that are holding you back, whether they are self-imposed or put on you by other people or society. Break free and run faster towards your dreams. And with that being said, we're going to jump into the angel cards. And then if anyone's wanting 2 card pulls from any of these decks that I've used, be sure to ask. And if you need to know the decks, it's the tarot, the tarot of shadows, and the animal deck, and the archangel power deck. And then we'll start getting those wrote out if anyone needs one or is interested in one, or however. It do not matter. I'm gonna shuffle 2 more times. We'll take the bottom and the split. I guess you're the split. Because you flipped right in the middle. Let me make sure all these are upright. I gotta like put all these cards upright at some point again. Because they're all flipping around all over the place. But we have Justice with Archangel Raguel. Fight for justice and equity. rulings made in your favor, and don't give up. The Four of Raphael, seek out other possibilities, look for the magic in life, and be aware of your own emotions. The Page of Michael, truthful, perspective, analytical, and blunt. An exciting new challenge. You have what it takes to succeed. Review contracts or documents very thoroughly. The Two of Michael. It will all be better if you just make a decision, over analyzing a problem, and find a compromise. The Sun with Archangel Uriel. Life is wonderful. Thrive through the power of positive thinking, or optimistic thinking, really, and inspiring success. The Seven of Michael. There's a better way there's a better course of action available to you. Working alone may not be the best answer, and review all the details. Archangel Anael, the Moon. The opportunity to improve your plans. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance. Face your fears and grow stronger. The Chariot, Archangel Metatron. Determination and self-control. Career advancement. Acknowledgement of success by others. The Wheel, Archangel Jeremiel. New beginnings and delays. A change in direction that offers happiness. The Queen of Gabriel. Passionate, charming, brilliant, and independent. You can do anything right now. Go after what you want. The ability to attract helpful people. Stop telling me about that account. What the heck? Anyway. My iPhone is just glitching out right now really bad. Anyway, the Nine of Raphael. Make a wish. Dreams become reality. A joyful time of life. The Queen of Raphael. Kind, understanding, giving, and psychic. Follow your heart. A love of home and family. Trustworthy psychic information. The Knight of Gabriel. Confident, enthusiastic, courageous, and charismatic. Time to take action. Great passion for a cause. Instinctively knowing just what to do. The Page of Ariel. Reliable, clever, educated, and balanced. An excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarships or the pursuit of education. Time to get to work. The King of Ariel. Successful, stable, accomplished, and powerful. Your plans are working out very well. Professional and financial success. Using resources wisely. The Ten of Raphael. Love and blessings fill your life. Harmonious relationships with family members and a happily ever after. Two of Gabriel. Make bold and ambitious choices. Great progress is possible. Important relationships with people who share your vision. And last but not least, the Six of Michael. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans, relocation, or travel. And that is the little collective, general collective reading. If anyone needs 2-card pools, let me know. It can be from any of the decks. They're donation based, but you don't need to donate if you don't feel like it. Donations are appreciative though. Oh. And if no one needs 2-card pulls, we can have a conversation about something. We can talk about whatever. And if not that, I'll just pop off and come back later. But regardless, don't be afraid to ask for a 2-card pull if you need to. Some people usually get afraid, but there's no need to truly be. Two animal cards? I got you. I don't get. That's the first time the animal cards have been asked. That's the very first time they've been called to ask. I'll get you two. I'll get you 2 of them. Take your own advice, buddy. Take your own advice. Don't fuck with me today. I'm not the one or the 2. I don't know if I have a message for you, lady. But I need you to decide the deck. Wonderful. I need you to decide the deck. I'm not gonna just. I need y'all to choose the decks. I don't do surprises. Like y'all gotta choose it because I'm not. I don't think for other people. I'm very big on people thinking for themselves. So definitely, please choose a deck. But for the animal deck, for Amp, you have Scorpions with this new beginning. You are invited to instigate change, but you're also being warned that this transformation may be radical. Get rid of everything in your current life that can prevent you from improving. Based on this principle, destroy before rebuilding, you are promised a beneficial rebirth. And B, productivity. It is time to examine your productivity. Disorganization and indecisiveness may be causing you to miss opportunities. Take a moment to prioritize your goals and get a clear view of how to get where you want to go and what it will take to get you there. A deck about gold and finances? I don't have any of those. That's not a deck. Raider White Tarot, Angel deck, Tarot Shadows, or Animal card. Okay, wonderful. And Anna, I'll get y'all your animals. I'll get wonderful first. So wonderful. Your 2 animal cards are Shadow for you, Phoenix. I got you. So for you, wonderful, you have Dragon, which is passion. The dragon is a reminder of your strong will and fiery personality. This is also a symbol of passion and fire. You're being asked to practice self-control and be cautious so that your passions do not lead you into trouble. And Ladybug, which is luck. Your goals are about to manifest in remarkable ways. Dreams are coming to fruition. Stop and enjoy this moment. It's important to let things flow at their natural pace. Rest assured that in due course of time, your wishes will come true. And then we'll get Phoenix. I feel that being angry is definitely something you gotta go through. But especially with this Venus retrograde, it's like the Venus retrograde is on, and then we're in a shadow period of Mercury retrograde. So I can completely get why there's anger. It's like the communication's going through, but it's being fucked up because of shadow period for retrograde, and then Venus is just like, hey, you need to love yourself. Hey, you need to love yourself. It's like, well, I'm fucking trying. But I'm being pushed between 2 planets right now and an eclipse. I don't know what you want me to do. So I get it completely. But for Anna, I'll get you, and then Phoenix will get you your Shadow Tarot. So I guess these 2 are gonna come out. So Anna, yours is Butterfly Metamorphosis. Pay attention to the areas in your life or personality that are in need of profound change or transformation. You're about to enter a phase of expansion and growth, which will be highly beneficial for your future. Buffalo, which is abundance. Abundance and liberation are finally on the way. It comes to you now to remind you of the amazing manifesting power of gratitude. You will always have enough and have plenty when you express gratitude to every part of creation. Yeah, Violet, what deck do you want me to pull from? The tarot, the shadow tarot, the angel cards, or the animals, and I can get you. So now we have Phoenix. Let's get you. Animal for you, I got you. I'll get you after Phoenix. And no worries, no worries. Have a draw also. Yeah, sure, Sherry. From which one? And I'll get you. So let's see what's going on in this shadow. Let's see what's going on in this shadow for Phoenix. The shadow deck is honestly one of my favorite ones that I use a lot. It definitely helps in very interesting ways. I will read all the meanings of the card. It doesn't mean that you have all of them. Of course, take what resonates for them, but it's just, it's what I do. I read them all and then I break down what intuitively comes through. So we have Archons 25, which also goes down to 7, which is intrigue, provocateurs, gossip, negativity, envy, inferiority complex, sarcasm, sharp tongue, trash talk, a spiteful manager, a bossy person, a dictator, one who thinks of only themselves with no regard of others, a bully, a sly person, in a negative environment. Definitely check what you're taking in, especially with how Archons are and how Archons move. Be aware of your surroundings and make sure that you're not just engaging yourself. Well, Sherry, you have to give me one. That's the thing. Like, if you want a card pull, you need to tell me what deck you want it from. I don't do the whole whatever I feel called to do because I feel called to ask what deck do you want. So unfortunately, that's a loophole. But you need to see, and it's especially with 25 being 7, just sit around and look at your environment, read your realm, see what's drawing you in, and see what you're giving your attention to at this time. Because it may be swaying your own self-worth, your own opinions, your own will to do things in a way that's not going to benefit you. Be very aware of that. It could just be people from your past. It could be someone in your present. It could be certain thought forms that you've picked up from being around certain people. Just really look at your environment right now because there's something in it that's throwing you a little bit off course. And gluttony, which is 62, 9, breaks down to a 9. Let me get to it real quick. But definitely with gluttony coming out, look at what you're engaged with and look at what's engaging with you. With gluttony, obsession with food, compulsive habits, depression, bad examples, desire to change. It's like there's this need, there isn't, because even how it says desire to change, I feel like that stuck out really heavy. There's this desire to change, but you're still stuck in some form of old habit. Maybe it's a people-pleasing thing. Maybe it's overindulgent in people, trying to help everyone out, trying to not necessarily give people advice, but to be there with them when they're going through their own things. Be careful not to pick up anyone else's like baggage. Be very aware. Be very careful of that. Even though it feels good to help people and it's very good of a thing to do, don't take on other people's responsibilities. That's not your job. You can be there to help them and to shine a light of how you can do better for them. So really, really look at that from a new perspective, and move forward a bit more carefully so you're not being swayed by outside forces as much. But shadow for you, I got you. Let me do Violet. That's who wanted it. That's who it was. Yeah, practice with grounding. If you're having a hard time getting downloads, crown chakra meditations and soul star meditations are going to be really, really golden for you. Yes, helping and enabling are two very different things. Oh my goodness. You could think that you're helping someone, but you're just enabling them to keep going down a certain path, and it's not, it don't do much. But let's get your 2 animal card, Violet, real quick. And then we'll go to Sherry's Shadow Tarot card pulls. I'll take the bottom in this split this time, or I'll just take that one. So we have Swan, which is love. You have found your soulmate, or they just around the corner. Remember that when two souls are destined to be together, they always find their way back to each other. All those things you had to go through are worth it. Now, I will preface with the whole soulmate thing. You are your very first soulmate. So this could even talk about inner love, self-love. It doesn't need to just be anything external. Love is not just bound to one thing. And love is not bound to just relationships either. Love can be unconditional. So keep those in mind as well. Not to dim any lights, not to do anything of that nature, but we need to keep things a little bit real so that things are processed in a higher vibration and not just stopped in one area, right? We have Giraffe, which is reflection, though. If you are facing a difficult situation, do not rush into making a decision. You are advised to turn the problem around in all possible manners. Before deciding on a solution, your circumstances need to be examined carefully. So just being aware of that, just reflection. Even with that coming out, definitely reflect on what might be coming and really reflect if it is someone new, and if it is someone new, are they there as like a soul family, or all these things in that sort of nature. So you have something coming in, whether that's a better connection with you. However, this Venus retrograde is definitely you're one of the ones getting affected by it for sure. with the love coming out, Venus retrograde is definitely trying to move things around in your life. What is the current feeling about my person? How do you feel about your person? How do you feel about yourself is how you feel about your person. I don't do readings about other people. You don't use tarot for that tool. Tarot's not meant for that. Tarot's about the relationship between you and yourself, not you and anyone else. Anyone reading it like that is doing it wrong, unfortunately. But let's get Sherry. Let's get Sherry's Shadow Tarot real quick. No, you're good. You just don't know, and you know, there's just a lot of readers that bullshit and lie to people, and run the same marketing scheme. Unfortunately, I'm not like that. I'd rather tell you the truth. So it's not your fault that you don't know. It's the leaders or the saviors that a lot of people look up to's fault for not doing the due diligence of educating themselves. It's just one of those unfortunate things. But it's all good. No worries, no anger, no hate. It's just how it be. But Sherry, there we go. I forgot your name for a second, excuse me. We have Forbidden Fruit, which is 66, that breaks down to 12, and also 3. Forbidden fruit means desire, resisting temptation, giving into temptation, curiosity, challenging the authority, craving for the inaccessible, information as a means to domination and control, tree of knowledge, irresponsibility, lack of common sense, and narrow-mindedness. Keep an open mind moving forward. You may have a hard time going towards things that you desire because you feel like it's a lust thing or a gluttony thing. You might not feel like you're able to get what you receive. It may be because of some sort of dogma or past system that isn't relative to who you are or who you're trying to be currently. So really rewrite that, really relearn yourself at this time. Don't give into past temptations. Don't give into past cycles. They might seem familiar and more safe, but that's just because you've already gone through it. But you know the outcome. Whenever you go back to a past cycle, the outcome is just going to get worse every time because you'll get more and more comfortable within those certain states. So really move forward with a bit more of an open mind, see things from different angles. Allow your curiosity to flow, but don't allow your curiosity to get you in trouble. We have a Gaster, which is 68, which is 14, which is 5. And I know a Gasper is also known as the Wandering Jew. I know that off the top of my head. So this is definitely about journeys and moving forward. So we have, anyway, is that the right? I want to make sure again, because that's the 69, right? Because I did just only glance at it. Yeah, I did. Okay. Oh! I have the coin again. If anyone wants, I have the coin again. I found it. I had to cleanse it. Someone had it. I had to do some cleansing and prayer over it, but I have the coin again. Anyway, Avgaster is paying for past mistakes, irony, careless talk, a wanderer along journeys, walking in circles, and a multilingual person. I feel like this is a long journey, a wanderer and walking in circles. Everyone's gonna pay for past mistakes. Obviously, that's just something that's gonna happen. But I feel like you're wandering. You're trying to find a way around. You haven't been walking in circles deliberately. You've been trying to find a way to really move around with who you are. You're trying to find a way to find what you need to do in life. And that's what you need to focus on moving forward is how do you want to walk? What are you trying to even find? When you really connect back to, just connect back to the why so you aren't getting lost, so you aren't being in a confused energy. That's what you're needing to truly do at this time is really just seeing what you need to do at this time. Really moving forward, connected to your reasonings rather than your rationality. Connect to like, I want to do this because it's going to make me happy. I want to do this because I feel called to do these things. You don't have to explain everything down to its core. That's not our job. Our job is to see the bigger picture and to leave everything else to angels to come through, to our guides to come through, all those things. And no, I'm not. I'm not any religion. I'm not anything. I'm just existing. I don't complicate my life with that stuff. It's okay. I've read just about every script there could be. Just about. And if I haven't read about it, I've watched some form of like documentary or video on it years ago. I don't have it. I have the info. I'm good on religion. I'm good on like Spirituality. I'm just living life the way I got to. And you just channel Whitney Houston. It'd be like that sometimes. I sometimes you channel some interesting individuals. They will come to you and talk to you. You'll just never really. I don't know. It's really weird. I had a friend that channeled that God, who was it? It was Bruce Lee. One of my friends recently channeled Bruce Lee, and I was like, huh, like I don't like out of like I don't know. Oh, through music, that's what's up though. That is what's up. They will. They'll talk to you through whatever they got. And if you're doing it, they'll talk to you through it. Today's the day. Let me tell you, it really is. We already went to daylight savings, so time's already different. You know, we already fucked up the time, so now it's a different era. Spring is I guess spring is here technically. Yeah, we're leaving. We already left the February Sages, and we're jumping. I don't know. I'm just excited. There's a lot of growth happening. Not only just for like individuals, but just for like the entirety of life. So it's really exciting. It's a beautiful time to be alive. Well, it's a beautiful time to be living, not alive. I mean, alive is dead. Oh, actually, no, for real. Because the last, like, listen, last Lionsgate portal, we had people saging the streets. If y'all remember that, that was around the same time as last Lionsgate. This Lionsgate is gonna be fucking crazy. Like, they already set up the last line. They already set this Lionsgate up last year. That's how it is. They already set that shit up. It's good. We already opened a few portals to get some shit clicking in. You know. We already had Cat Williams do their thing. Mm-hmm. We might be free, but we're not sovereign. Until we're sovereign, I'm not gonna quit. You know, we freedom is cool and all, but I want to be sovereign. I want to be able to rule my life the way I need it without any sort of fear from external sources. That's what I want to do. Why not be normal? What's normal? What's normal? Normal is a relative term. I am normal. To me and my relatively, I'm normal. What's normal to you? You came to the wrong place on the wrong one. I will question you. I will investigate your mentality. Don't do this. I took a shower this time before I streamed instead of after, so I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Love you as well. Love everyone in here as well. I'm not just gonna say I love you to one person. I love everyone in here, truly and wholly. It is truly wonderful just being here and connecting and talking, exchanging voices, and just truly being in totality, just being in love, not being in any form of hate or anguish, just simply existing. It's bliss. Well, not e-bliss, but it's bliss. I gotta be careful saying that. Mm-hmm. It's the only way. It doesn't matter what religion you are, don't matter what race you are, doesn't matter what nationality, I don't care what you identify with or what you do. It's just love. I keep it real. No, yeah, I want out too. Listen, if I'm not leaving in one of those ships, I'm at least gonna be here to spread fucking love. I'm not gonna be upset and pissed off, you know. The what because like that's something that people gotta realize too, because I've talked about it before, but like only 144,000 can fit on those ships. And after those things get full, the rest of them, even though you weren't chosen to go up there, it doesn't mean you gotta not, you know, you come down here and suffer. You'll be protected still. You'll still be getting your blessings and your gratitude. You're just here to form the earth and get it ready for them. It's a dual mission. So that's what we're working with. It don't matter. I don't care if I see you in the Astros or not. We're doing this together somehow, some way. That's all I care about. We'll get there eventually. It might not be last time, this lifetime, but it's sure as hell gonna be next. Oh, definitely. I go to the astrals way too much. Like even as a child, dude, as a child, I had dreams of like no, I don't even want to call them dreams because they were definitely projections that I was going through of going to different planets. I remember one day in specific, I told everyone in my class that my parents and I went to the moon because I had such a vivid experience of like going to the moon and then coming down in a drop ship, and no one believed me. And I asked my parents, and they said, "No, we never went to the moon." And I was like, "No, I swear we did, because I seen it with my eyes." And this is when I'm in kindergarten, by the way, so I don't know what the fucking moon looks like. I don't know what a spaceship looks like. I don't know what a fucking astronaut is. I'm in kindergarten. I haven't learned that shit yet. And I was like, we were in space. Like, no, you weren't. Like, no, I was. I seen it with my own eyes. I was in a ship and I came down. I don't know where I came from. Oh, I from that location I was going to the moon and coming back. I don't know why I needed to go to the moon, but I was telling everyone the next day. I went to the moon with my parents. I went to the moon with my parents. That shit was so funny. It really is good to be here. We try to keep a good vibe and welcome in Lee. You might hate to be the guy to ask that question, but I love to be the one to get rid of people who ask those questions, unfortunately. So we are on two polar opposites. Yeah, spreading love is the reason we should be here. Spreading, and it's not even just love in general, it's our own unique way of love because our way of love is going to help someone else in a way that they didn't even know. And then it's a whole effect like that, truly. I think, yeah, it might be that it could just really be that like since the feminine body is literally the life source, it's the literal cradle, it's the incubator. I feel like y'all don't need to astral project because you already have like the whole astral system within you. I mean we all do, but it's like you all are way more connected to it, so you don't actually have to move out. That's why, females usually have a stronger intuition than males. They're just already they really never left mother. They stayed so close with y'all stay so close with the divine that y'all don't need to do shit really. But the males, like, since we are masculine, we need to work and actually go do things. We mainly will astral travel, mainly do these other things. So it's very interesting how it works because y'all don't have to do anything. Like, honestly, when it comes to astral travel, if you're tapped into yourself, you don't have to do anything. You can meditate in many different ways than a male could. So, you know, I haven't like talked to anyone about that before, so I haven't really had an exchange of ideas about it. But it definitely does get me to think. Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely write meditation on this sandwich actually. No, but yeah, I might have to like tap in and write a book about that for sure because it is a very interesting thing to think about. Because despite like what's going on, it relates with your polarity too on your natal chart. Because my polarity is 50-50, so I'm very intuitive, but I'm also like masculine. I give off feminine energy, but I'm masculine, and it's really hilarious. because it's just that balance. So I've always been really intuitive, but I've also always astral traveled, and I have a lot more intuition than most males around me, which is like concerning a little bit. That's wild. Yeah, what are you talking? They got you. They got documentaries. They got CIA documents on how to astral travel. That shit's been. Go back to the 1970s if you want real. If you want like documental proof, but that shit's been around since the day of time. Since the dawn of time. Have fun hiding. Sometimes we just have to. And you're always in your asking energy. Check your natal chart. Check your entire chart, because if you check your polarity, you'll see that. If you check where your Jupiter and Saturn are placed at, check what your Mars is in as well. You'll be able to figure out why you overwork so much. And I forgot what houses work with jobs and stuff and career. But check out those places, um, and those things are gonna help you. Nah, I'm not having any visions of the border. Oh, I know I'm safe. Every day I have to like remind myself, or I'll see a sign to remind me. But thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you stopping by. It was enjoyable. It was joyful. Enjoyable. I can't speak. It's it's this shadow period. I almost pointed back up to to Mercury again. I always have to. It's this shadow period. It's getting to me again. The stutters are coming through. But I wonder when they're going to fully announce the Pope's death. I wonder if it's going to take another like 3 months or something. Interesting. There's a lot of 50-40s actually, or like 40-50s. I know a lot of people who have that polarity split. It's very interesting. I don't know why. I need to look into it more. I need to look into the polarity of like natal charts a little bit more so I can like overstand them, because I'm not. I mean, I overstand it a little bit, but I want to know more, like more of in like a human design type of way than an astral way, if that makes sense. Because I need to learn human design as well, because that stuff's interesting. But that's interesting though. I always like enjoying talking about stuff like that. It's always a fun thing. Does anyone else need any card pulls from anything? If not, uh, I'll probably end it here. I'll do a short stream now. Because I gotta do a few things later on, and then I'll come back later after all those things are done. But if people have card pulls that they want, let me know. I will. Okay, stomach. I get it. I don't know if y'all heard that. You as well. You as well, Shreya. Thank you for stopping by. There it is. Yeah, I might just, since I'm kind of already in the energy, I'll just do a quick 2 card for me and see what pops up. What up? Not much. Just chilling, talking, chilling, holding a good space for people. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm fine. I'm doing well. I can't complain. You doing good? I got you, Gigi. I got you. I was gonna do a quick one for me real fast, so let me do that and then I'll get yours. I wasn't gonna like read it out loud or anything either. I was just gonna see what the hell's going on. What do I need to know for today? Okay, I did not expect that. That's interesting. No, it's like I don't. I feel very light today, and this kind of just explains why. Like I'm good. I'm a lot better than I thought. Sometimes you have to do it. It was the 6 of Cups and the 10 of Cups, the 6 of Wands, excuse me, and the 10 of Cups, and that just like threw me off a little bit because I was like, really? I doesn't feel like I'm following something right now. I'm just kind of doing what makes me happy. Oh, 10 of Cups, no shit. So yeah, I got you. Let me get Gigi first, and then I got you, Freya. I got you. I'm gonna post this again. You don't have. No one has to donate. I just do this ever so often to keep it in circulation. Well, I appreciate you saying that. Your name is Marmalade. Welcome in, Mary. Welcome in, Mary. Let me get Gigi's card pull real quick. Let me split these up again real fast. Also, I found the coin. We have the coin back. If you want coin flip questions, we can do those too. I want to do a strict divination only stream. I don't know if that's possible with me, but I would like to try because that would be fun. I don't have a lot of methods at this point, but whenever I get like my bone throwing kit and a pendulum and all sorts of other stuff, you best believe I'm gonna do nothing but divination like all over. It's gonna be fun. So Gigi, your first card is the 2 of Pentacles reverse. There is a imbalance that you're needing to balance out right now. Really focus on that. Really allow yourself to move forward in a higher vibration. And it's not to say that you're in a lower vibration, but there's this confusion that may be dragging you back or keeping you held down. Really focus on that. Really focus on connectivity. You do have a wish fulfillment coming through with the 9 of Cups, the genie in a bottle. There is a wish coming true. There is a fulfillment happening. You might just not be thinking that the thing that you chose is the thing that you need to do, but you chose right. If you made a decision between 2 choices, you chose right. If you're wondering if something's going to work out or not, it is going to work out. You have the genie in the bottle, so work with that. Don't let the physical confuse you right now. Really know internally that the genie inside of you, that soul part of you, that divine part of you, is letting you know everything's worked. Like even there, he's very satisfied sitting there, the arms crossed, he's wearing genie attire and everything. You've done something right. You've on the right path, but you might just be confused because the physical is doing some weird shit. Sometimes things have to fall for new things to grow. Just allow them to fall. Don't put any panic onto it. Know that you are protected and safe, and allow yourself to move forward. Lucy, I have a lot of mods, but we all pop up at different times. You have been coming through a few times, so I'll mod you. I can trust that. I keep an eye on who pops up. Some people, if you want, also if you've been in chat for a while and you would want to mod, just let me know. Like I will know for sure. But it is nice to have a lot of mods on deck because it's helpful. Some of the people that I have modded, I don't even think are subscribed to this channel anymore. which is really weird. I still have them modded though. They get to keep the sword. Let's see, who was next? Because I got Gigi, Freya. That's who's next. I got you, Freya. But yeah, definitely just keep the mind clear. Know that things are going well. Things are just gonna act a little weird. Whenever a blessing comes in or a manifestation comes in, things will start acting fucky. And it's just to say, hey, these things that you are holding on to or that you're doing aren't gonna work for this new thing. So just let them fall apart. If some things stick, let them stick. If not, don't let them. That is the best advice for that. But Freya, let's see what's popping up for you. And Marmalade, I got you as well. I'm so glad that my finger's like done, like being hurt. It makes shuffling cards so much easier. So Freya, your first card is Temperance Reverse. There's a bit of imbalance. You might be focusing too much on the divine or focusing too much on the physical. Too much, if anything, is going to be a poison. Is going to cause a ruckus. So really balance yourself out on what you're focusing on. If you're focusing too much on the spiritual, focus more on the ground. Focus on grounding. Focus on coming back to earth for a minute. It might not be enjoyable, you know, but we have to do it because we were part of it. If you're focusing too much on earth, go to the divine. Focus on meditating. Focus on working with your chakras, doing those things. It could be a chakra imbalance. It could be a crown chakra imbalance. It just, you know, but there's an imbalance that needs to be worked on and focused. And it seems like it is something to do with the outside forces. Trying not to succumb to, you know, modern days of life, trying not, you know, fighting against the system, fighting against old paradigms, having people around you saying, oh, you shouldn't do this, and then allowing the position that they have in your life control what you do. Refocus that, especially with the wands being out here, you know, it's Leo and Saturn with the Five of Wands. With the wands being out there, though, it comes with ideas. So if you're sharing your ideas with people and they're saying, oh, I don't know if that's a good idea, or laughing at you, definitely balance that out by just talking with the divine with your ideas and not letting any sort of pessimism come your way. Really focus up on that. And thank you so much, Lucy, for telling me who's next with that. Do I believe in Jesus? I don't believe in anything. I had a college professor tell me that he believed Jesus was a really good businessman, and that was something that I never heard in my life. He said, yeah, Jesus was a really good entrepreneur. He knew how to sell himself. And I was like, huh, okay, I never heard that before, but you know what? That's an interesting outlook. I'll take it. I'll put that in my pocket for later. He was an interesting dude. Makes sense doing witchcraft. Jesus did witchcraft too. What the hell do you call what he did? He did alchemy. He did witchcraft. You watch out. You better read that Bible. You don't know your shit. You come to the wrong place. We come here to get educated. You came to the wrong party, bro. I got brains. I'm not like the rest. I think for myself. I study. But the preacher said the tabernacle was this long. I said, how do you know that? Because the Bible says it. Well, let me read the passage then. I'm not going to trust you. You could be saying whatever the fuck you want. I literally had a pastor use me as an example for what you need to be careful of. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And the only reason why he did it is because he didn't agree with my sexuality. And he harassed me in my DMs like a week before he did it. And it was really weird because one of my friends told me who still went to that church. He was like, yeah, the preacher was talking about you. And I was like, what? And he said, yeah, they were like saying how they need to watch out for your soul. And I was like, huh? Like, I'm closer to God than he is. Like, I'm a minister. What? I know the Bible. What the hell? That shit was crazy though. Always question the narrative. Anyone that believes card readings are crazy. I mean, everyone's crazy. Nothing exists in reality. Study quantum physics. Everyone's delusional. Welcome to the party, dude. You're a little bit late. Yeah, no, seriously, no disrespect, truly, but the Bible has really been fucked up, especially by the Vatican. They've done everything in their fucking power to get things as confusing as they can. So it's really just like you have to really read. You have to know a little bit of Arabic, a little bit of a little bit of Hebrew, a little bit of Latin. You know what English and phonics. You have to do all this shit. They fucked it up bad, dude. Wait, Marmalade. Let me not get off track. I will get off track so quick. Don't tempt me. Marmalade. Here's your reading. Here's your 2 card. Let me get back on track. So, your first card, 5 of Wands. Right now, you are in the struggle with Saturn. You are seeing Saturn, but with the 5 of Wands upright, you haven't quite yet fallen for what Saturn's going to offer you. You haven't switched up your path yet, but you definitely are in that combat phase with it. Not that you're fighting anything other than yourself and your own views. This may be a form for transformation. Your 5 senses could be very overstimulated, and there's a time for spiritualization at this time. Check where your Saturn's low, especially if the 5 of Wands comes up, and I mean the 6 of Wands comes up. The 5 of Wands, it is the 5. I don't know why I keep thinking it's the 6. Excuse me. Anytime the 5 of Wands pops up, look at your Saturn placement in your chart, and that's going to tell you what's really causing you your struggle full on. But Saturn is definitely testing you to see if you're ready to pop out of your bubble and go into a new form of self, or if you're still needing to sit back. Don't take it as an insult from Saturn. Don't take it as an insult from anyone around you. This is just to see how true and authentic you're ready to be at this point in time. With the 6 of Swords, don't let your thoughts deter you. If you are feeling, stuck or scared or confused of a situation, allow yourself to feel that way, but don't let your thoughts keep you in a procrastination or keep you hostile at this time. But you're in the midst of it with Saturn right now. Saturn is in Pisces as well. It's still kind of lingering in the skies. So be very aware of any sort of like Saturn energy. Anyone trying to like combat against you, anyone trying to say, "Oh, you shouldn't do this, you should do these other things." Just being aware of what Saturn's trying to do, because Saturn's not only trying to bust you out of your shell, but it's also trying to show you who your new true character is, so you can easily get into it. So give yourself that grace and when moving forward. And Cassandra, yeah, I got you. I got you. I got you. You know how we do. Let's see here. So Cassandra, your first card is the 4 of Swords. Now is a good time to rest. There's a thought that you have that's a good thought. It's a good process. But right now you're needing to rest. Don't overthink something at this time. Especially if it is relating to something with time or something on the physical. That may be putting extra sort of pressure on you, but definitely at this time, rest easy, knowing that you're on the right thinking path. You are thinking of something in the correct way. Allow yourself to just smooth with it. If you're having a hard time just finding out what thought is correct, ask the divine to remind you or to give you a sign of what thought you had originally, because sometimes we can get overbearing around the 4 of Swords, especially since it's one away from the 5 of Swords. So right now you have the crowning thought. It might be a little bit hard to discern because of all these other things that's going on around you, but try and ground yourself and center yourself onto that one thing again. And yeah, definitely is a good time to come back to yourself. You need to be more engaged with yourself at this time. This might be even a cycle that you're breaking where you get a really good thought, you have a really solid thought that's going to create a very good pinnacle, a very good physical reality for you, but you end up disconnecting from yourself and then getting lost. So before you take any steps further, rest, recuperate, reconnect with yourself, engage with yourself so that you're able to move forward from the swords, from the thought forms to the physical realm in a more desirable manner. That's what's needing to really be focused on at this time. I mean, that is your little reading, Cassandra. I didn't miss anyone, did I? And welcome in everyone that has stopped in. Welcome in everyone that has stopped in. We got 2 card pools. They're donation based. You don't gotta donate, but we have tarot cards, animal cards. There's tarot of shadow, and we have angel numbers as well. Angel cards, not angel numbers. Angel, Archangel tarot, as well. Depending on what you want, we can set you up with it. No worries. I got you. I need to study this. That's 400. That's 500 pages. I gotta read 500 pages. Do I actually have to read 500 pages? There has to be like a glossary, right? Right? Okay, there is a glossary. And it's 7 pages long. Awesome. Never mind. I'm gonna have to read all of it. I'm doing some new studies. I don't regret what I'm gonna study though, because it's really gonna help me with what I do. It is apparently calling on some secret angels, and I'm going to be very invested in that. So I gotta like get ready for that. Just more Enochian magic. I've been really called to do that heavily, like even more than usual. Um, like they're kind of telling me to experiment with certain things, and I'm a little nervous too. I'm also learning how to speak the Enochian tongue and Latin because of this. So whatever I'm about to go do next with this journey is going to involve a lot of things that I'm kind of excited to get into. I love working with the angels. I really do. But there's some like Enochian seals. There's some other like hidden angels to call upon for certain things. So I'm gonna be learning about that and hopefully invoking them. I tried speaking Enochian 2 nights ago and I fucked up really bad. After I did what I did, I literally heard that you didn't say many of the words right, but we're going to let it pass. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, shit. I'm trying my best. Oh no, dude, Latin will take you fucking crazy. And you know me and etymology already. I love me some etymology. If anyone wants to throw a word at me, my first thing is let's break it down. What's the origins? And all right, bet. I'll be waiting. We'll be waiting for that message. Thank you for stopping by again, truly. Thank you for just kind of lurking around. It is, even if you're not talking in chat, it is appreciated loved. But welcome in, Sarah. Welcome in, Sarah, as well. I'm so excited. I don't know if I'm gonna read all this book today. I probably won't. Are you Egyptic? Yeah, I'm Egyptian. I'm Kemetic. I got the 9 ether hair and everything, but right now it's just really fucking short. Give me a minute. Give me a month. Give me a month and you'll see the 9 ether pop out. But for now, it looks 3 ether, maybe even 6 ether as fuck. It ain't doing it right now. I'm probably more like 7 or 8 ether than 9, really, like based off of hair texture. But based off of totality of what ether is, I'm, you know, I could probably boost it up a bit depending on who I'm talking to and depending if they agree or not. It all just depends. I don't know if you know about the ethers or not though. Oh my god. The Phasmo update's out. Oh shit. Now that's my struggle today. Do I read a book on the Enochian language or do I play Phasmophobia? Damn. That is the struggle today. I actually have a lot of books talking about Bible translations. I mainly just listen to Dr. Malachi Z. York because he not only breaks down the Bible but the Quran and the Torah. He breaks it all down. So I get all my Bible breakdowns from him, and then I look it up and cross reference. I get my own. I have my own like King James like deluxe edition or whatever the fuck you want to call it book. So I kind of just I stick with that. Deluxe. It is a deluxe. Like, you know how fucking thick those King James books are? Like, god damn, bro. They don't have. They're like this big. They don't gotta be that big. How confusing do you have to make something, bro? Like, holy shit. Like, you add like 17 words in a sentence where they don't even need a B, and you get like, wow. No wonder no one can read the fucking Bible anymore. It's like been translated all over the place. And then they remove the red text to show you what Jesus actually said from all the Bibles, except for that one version. So now you don't even know what Jesus is actually saying, or if it is even the actual Jesus or not, because the red textbooks aren't even seen anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even see them in churches anymore. I just see King James in the churches. I don't even remember what version of that Bible is, but I don't see any like black and red text anymore. It's just all King James. It's unfortunate because the red text at least was semi accurate with who Jesus was and what it was said, and even like basically exposes Paul for being who fucking Paul is in every one of the books in the King James shit, because whatever he says and how it's translated does not line up with the red text. But they hide that. And then even when you go to churches that preach those things, the preacher will read both the black and the red text instead of just teaching what the actual Jesus taught. They go teach everything else. They teach what Sophia's brother taught, or what Paul wanted to teach. Because Sophia had a brother named Jesus as well, which was not the actual Jesus, and his name was Jesus. Well, pronounced Jesus, but spelled Jesus. So there's technically 3 Jesus in the Bible, but one does not have that much cameo time in it. And if you want to take it a step further, the morning star, the whole Lucifer bit, that makes 4 Jesus. So there's 4 Jesus in the Bible if you want to take it that far. So which one are you following, huh? Explain to me that, and then we can have a conversation. There's many gods, there's 4 Jesus, there's 2 Johns, there's like a million Pauls. Yeah, and then there's Emmanuel. And dude, if you read the Bible, if you just take time to read the Bible, there's like 1,000 Jesus in that fucking shit, dude. There's like so many people. Yeah, cause L. Anything with L is God's name. That's why all the angels end with EL. That's an angelic name. That's a godly name. The name of God is EL and AL, the agreeable and the disagreeable, the Yah and the way. That's why you see Michael spelled as AL and EL. Those are both ways of saying God. One of them is just a more westernized translation. Some people say it's the masculine and feminine versions of it. Definitely could with Michelle and Michael, but they both mean different parts of God, different atonements of God, which is the agreeable and the disagreeable. Vowels don't matter much at all. It's all phonics at the end of the day, and the English language is one of the most stupid languages when it comes to phonics. Because they gotta make a million words out of one word for some fucking reason. Like, I don't get it. Like, what's the point of that? Oh, so we know what we're talking about. Well, we know what we're talking about. We learn context clues, but then we have to use a bunch of extra words that don't need to be there, right? So what's the point of what's the point of teaching us context clues if the language doesn't even need context clues? Like, what's the point of that? Can we talk about that a little bit? Like, why do I need to read in between the lines whenever you're gonna like tell me a sentence with 50 words in it that could have just been 3 words or like maybe 10 at its best? Yeah, Elohim is plural. He probably got all that from Dr. Malachi Z. York. I'm not gonna lie, because most people that talk about the Bible studied it from him or got it from him. Like even Bobby Hemmett, dude. Bobby Hemmett took what his teachings and got told some of them and then drugged the rest of them through the dirt. Like most people get their stuff from Dr. Malachi Z. York, but they won't admit it, unfortunately, because he's been doing these teachings since the fucking 70s. He predict like, dude, what we're going through now with AI and technology, he was talking about in the 80s. He was the first one to talk about it. But, you know, after his family did what his fucking family did, it's kind of hard to give credibility to him because people don't do their research. It's very unfortunate. But that's why we say free Dr. Malachi Z. York, because he did not do a damn thing except for educate people. And then his family got mad that he had land and threw him under the bus and stole his land and falsely accused him of being a pedophile, which is not even true at all because everyone that made those claims literally came out and lied about it. The rest of them stayed silent. And then there's even video evidence of his family members saying that everything that was false. There's like proof out there, but people just don't want to hear it because like AI, they're just robots. They're just programmed to be disagreeable, not to look and do research. But yeah, I got all the Dr. Malachi Z. York books in the description. If you're wanting like, here, let me just share the folder real quick in the chat. It's the same thing, dude. They did it to Elijah Muhammad. They did it to fucking anyone that spoke up. They did it to fucking Martin Luther King. That man was a Mason. Martin Luther King was a Mason, and they fucking killed his ass before he could speak the truth. The I had a dream speech was if you have eyes you'll see and if you have ears you'll hear type of message. It wasn't just him saying stuff. He seen what was happening. He went to the mountaintop. He went to the pyramid. He seen what was at top. He seen God. He knew what was going on. He knew the truth. He tried to get it out. Malcolm X, same thing. He knew it. He was talking about it. All the leaders that end up trying to speak out about this shit, they either get zero traction or they get fucking clicked out of here. Or they get like falsified with shit. It's awful. Well, that's how you know we live under the devil's reign. Only the devil would be so cowardice to try and hide the truth. Mm-hmm. It's literally a cycle. It's not even like it's literally like history repeats itself. It's not even something new. And that's the thing. That shows you how observant the general like population is. Like I remember, okay, so this is something that I distinctly remember, and this is what really like tripped me out one day because I could not wrap my mind around it. And this is gonna make no sense to those that don't know, but for those that know, I bet you could vouch for me. In 2017, that was when the fucking moth and lamp memes were going around. And then they disappeared at the beginning of 2017. They came back again in 2018 and everyone was acting like it was the first time that it's ever come out. Every time that I told someone that that shit has already been out, they were saying no it hasn't. This is the first time. Despite the fact me having photos from 2017 of that shit in my phone. And then it happened again in 2019 of the same shit, and everyone just did not remember that it happened the year prior, and that shit was getting me like tripped out because I was actively like saying like this video that you're watching is 3 years old, and they said no, this just came out. I said no, I fucking seen this in 2017, and it's like the general population is like getting like Men in Black memory wiped. It's fucking terrifying when you are like aware of it because this shit repeats a lot more than you would think. No, seriously, they genuinely are. They're fucking with us with it's the in it's with 5G. It's why we have all these fucking power towers all over the place. They can fuck with our frequencies. We don't need microwaves in our house. That shit fucks us up. Oh no, it's not no time loop. Cause there are some people that know what I'm talking about with it. This is just as genuinely like a wiping of of memory on people. Cause it's getting like it's really not okay. It's something that I always like keep on my mind because when someone tells me something, I'm always like, did I do I know of this beforehand? Have I seen this beforehand? Have I like in time is relative, obviously. It could have just been alternate timeline and I took everything from that to somewhere else, sure. But it's so relative because it's like, how do you all not see this and how do like the rest of us do? Like what's going on with that? Like why why like are you like how like what's the programming in these people? I want to figure it out. I want to figure it out so I can like hack into it or something. I don't know because it's concerning. It's just so I don't like it. We don't need all these cell towers. We don't need 5G. We don't really need like Wi-Fi the way it is. They fucking get our brain waves. They fucking read ourselves. They literally get into our systems and everything with doing that shit. It's not okay. It's terrifying. I don't want to be here with this shit, dude. And I can't ignore it because I'm already awake to it. I've already know it exists, so I can't just be like, "Oh, it's okay." It's not. Every damn day, it's on my mind. It's so it pops up at least once a day. Like, you know what? We really are like being like erased one by one. It's not okay. But I mean, it is okay because I mean, as long as I'm not gonna get like sucked down that rabbit hole and stuck in those several ways, it's I guess it's okay. And if I can help people be awake to it, that makes it feel even better. But for the general population, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. It is a mess, dude. It is. It really is. But you know, yeah, you can't go back. That's the thing. When you, when you have your spiritual awakening, you cannot go back. You are going to be awake to it. You can ignore it all you want. Good luck with that. I haven't tried it. I don't want to try it, unfortunately. Um, so I don't really have an answer for how to ignore it. I'm just gonna say I don't know. I have not found a way. Yeah, that's the thing. We have to lead by example, and it's like that's why I always say I don't want followers. I don't want fans. I don't want that shit. I want people who can like I can help build up so they can lead themselves and then help other people. Because my way of teaching and my way of doing things is not for everyone. But if I can give people information to go spread it out to other people so they can do that as well, or even if they don't, but just show just show everyone who they are by example, I've done my job and I can be happy. That's really all it is at the end of the day. Because we're all marching this to the same beat. It's just different songs. But that's what they don't want. They don't want us educated. That's why all the books were. That's why, like, do you remember when that book ban was? Is the book ban still even going on in libraries? Like, I remember like a bunch of like important books was being banned in libraries, and that shit was weird. I never will under. I never got that, and I really want to say understand because I really don't get that. Like, that is something that I have to like still think about. I mean, I get it from the point of like, oh, blocking education and yada yada, but like, why? Like, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, what is the genuine like point of that? You do realize that we're at the age of the internet, and most kids are being raised on the internet. All they have to do is go to the Internet Archive and find more books than you're banning. They're up there on PDFs for free. You can read them on the site for free. So it's very like what are you feeding at that point? What egregore or what servitor or what entity do you have that you're feeding that runs off of that specific type of fear? Because they have more than one entity running around. That made that one conglomerate like glob entity that they fucking have is made up of multiple different things. I want to know what part was feeding off of that. And it's something that's gonna take digging in, or like maybe even like astral travel, and that would be dangerous to do. Most people that travel to the White House or government places end up having really awful, horrible experiences because they get fucking caught pretty quick. It's very possible to do. I would like to do it at some time, but I need protection a lot more than what I have right now. Cause like that's like I don't know, man. I just want to know who it is. I want to know names, I want to know legions, I want to know their deacon, I want to know their position, I want to know everything. And I'm talking about in the form of the entity, not the people. I want to know how many legions, I want to know what their principality is. I want to know all of this shit so I can fucking stop it. Cuz if I'm already doing Enochian magic, I'm already going to be doing some sort of shit like that later on. So so definitely that. Topic about children's schools. I hate school. Not even because of like what it is, it's literally just hell. Like, school genuinely translates to hell. Not only that, they don't teach you anything. They teach you how to block your chakras. They teach you that everyone has sex and that you need to have sex and do drugs as well, or you're not cool. Uh, they teach you that being authentic is the worst thing you can do, and you have to act like an asswipe every second of your life to get anything that you want. It teaches you to act out of ego. It puts you into fight or flight. It shuts your brain down. It calcifies you. I was thinking about school last night before I went to bed, and I was remembering how every time at school, at lunch or at the end of the day, someone was throwing up. Every time after lunch at my school, someone was throwing up. There, it was like at least four people, and every time at the end of the day, my one of my classmates would always throw up. And what the fuck are they feeding us to make us throw up? Like, what's going on? Like, that's the thing. Like, I really gotta. I don't know, man. Yeah, like our milk was expired all the time. They had fruit with mold. They fed us like genuine like plastic. Um But that was in elementary school, by the way. This wasn't in like middle school, high school. That was in elementary school. And I was like, my mom would usually pack me a lunch, so I didn't really have to eat that stuff, luckily. But for the ones that did, I felt weird and bad for it. Because I mean, I ate the school lunch sometimes, and it did upset my stomach a lot. Um, Thinking back on it, I actually stopped eating meat. Because I used to eat like hamburgers and stuff actually when I was a child and seafood. The second I started eating school food, I stopped eating all that shit, and I was made fun of for it. I didn't eat hamburgers. I only ate hot dogs as like an element in like in school or in like their chicken. Anything other than that, I didn't eat, and I was always made fun of that because like, oh, you don't eat hamburgers? That's weird. I was like, yeah, because I don't fucking like it. I was also allergic to pork, so eating hot dogs was not a good idea for me. I always broke out in hives, unfortunately. Um, but I did find out that I was allergic to pork till years later, and I was like, oh, well, that explains why I can't eat this shit without like going into a fever and like scratching all over the place. So I stopped eating hot dogs at like middle school. Well, technically in high school, because I'm not going to talk about high school. That was a time of my life where I was just losing my mind. So we'll save that for another day, not today. Um, but yeah, I don't know. And like 2 years ago, I stopped eating chicken altogether. The only things I eat of like animal like byproduct is eggs and cheese, and I don't even drink milk. But I'm thinking about cutting out cheese. That's hard though. I like cheese, unfortunately. That's a tough thing for me. And eggs are nice, but I don't know. It all depends. Those are like the only two that I still eat. And it's not like anything bad. It's just more of like a personal preference of what I would want to try and do if possible. Because you can just make your own cheese out of like different types of nuts and stuff. Yeah, berry bowls are good. Yeah, see, I've never had cashew cheese, and I've had goat milk. I don't like it. I don't like goat milk. I've had it before though. I used to drink. I drink like oat milk and almond milk, but I mainly will drink coconut milk. If any sort of milk thing I have to drink, it's coconut milk tenfold. Um, I'm gonna have to try cashew cheese though. I've been interested in it. I've been really interested in it. I just have to either find it or make it at some point. I would like to get to a point of just being able to make it, but for the time being, I don't mind like buying it from somewhere, like a farmer's market or something. I'm pretty sure they would probably have it, like an Amish market. They would probably have some almond cheese or cashew cheese or some form of nut based cheese. Cause I remember I used to go to an Amish market all the time. Not all the time, but it was like bi-monthly. We would My dad would drive us out there to the Amish market, and every time we did, it was always the best. It was always the best food. It was always the best. Yeah, cashews are not cheap, but they are very good. And if Trader Joe's, I don't know if I have a Trader Joe's near me. I probably do. Oh, I do. Okay, well, that's cool. I don't know how close it is, but oh, well, it's like an hour away, like an hour 30 away. But I would definitely have to go there. I would. That would be. It's worth the trip. I don't really care. I'll find a way to get there. Even if I gotta like order online and have it delivered, I'll find a way. It might not be the most cost effective thing at the time being, but you know, I'll put it in the vault for later. But yeah, I'll definitely, cause like I don't know, man. I like just when there's a will, there's a way. There's always a way. If you are desiring something, there is a way to get there. There is. You just have to be brave enough to go for it. I learned that lesson in high school. Oh my god. High school was a very opposite version of who I am. High school was my very last like crazy year. My senior year was the craziest year of my life. Well, I mean, nothing really gets crazier than being locked in a basement for telling someone to be nice. But high school is pretty crazy. I always have like that reference point to compare it to because that was the craziest part of my life. I really upset some form of demon inside those people. I just told them to be a better friend and to talk to me clearly. And then I got locked in a basement for a month with no food or water, basically a forced Ramadan. And I had the greatest spiritual awakening of my life ever. So I can't really be mad at them. But never lock me in a basement again, or I will beat you the fuck up. Because I don't fuck with that no more. It's not a game I want to play. It's love and light till the lights go out. Okay, when those lights go out, we turn in for a minute. Yeah, the whole clicks and stuff. Like, I did not like. I didn't even really care in high school. I was more focused on my music career in high school than anything. Like by the time my junior year, which is like 11th grade, kicked in, I already knew I wanted to make music. I already knew I wanted to be a DJ. I already knew that I had like a path in the occult. I didn't really like go too deep into it. I was mainly focused on music, and I would bring my laptop into class every day, and I would purposely finish my work early or purposely ignore the class just to work on music. The only class that I would pay attention to in was like chemistry. I paid attention in art class. A little bit of mathematics because I was kind of failing and you needed to pass math to graduate. So I was like, I'll pay attention there. Plus, the teacher actually was helping me, so it wasn't like too bad because I asked for assistance. Um, and then, I mean, other than that, I didn't really pay attention to other classes. I went to like a world history or like a global, I think it was a global economics class, and we didn't do anything in there. So I just didn't do anything in there regardless. I didn't study for any of the tests. I passed most of them, so it didn't really bother me. But biology was real. I love biology, dude. My biology teacher was so fucking cool. He had a bunch of spiders and snakes, and he had a chinchilla in the room. Dude, it was so cool. He has a whole like a whole zoo in his house basically. He has like a bunch. He has like a reptilian zoo. He has an amphibian zoo. He has it all. He was so cool. He had fish tanks. Oh yeah, dude. That being locked in a basement for a month after that, I didn't know how to react. I really didn't. Like I wasn't sad. I was just like really fucking confused because I was like, why are you doing this? And then they tried to poison me with donuts. I ate like donuts laced with something because they went on a camping trip, and then they didn't lock the door for the first week. So then they went on a camping trip, and they someone brought donuts in the house, and I started eating them because I was hungry, obviously, and they did not taste well. So I ate laced donuts. So I was poisoned. I didn't know I was poisoned, but they were laced. Because the more I think about it in the past, the more I really thought about it, the more I was like, yeah, I kind of was poisoned because I was going to the bathroom constantly for that entire week. I didn't really know what was going on. I was just, I was just protected doing my thing. And then when they came back from the camping trip, they laughed at me and locked me in the basement because I guess they thought that I was just gonna like die down there or something. I don't know, but that sucks to be them because I'm still alive and chipper. A lot more happy than they are. I can let that ego stand out a little bit because I'm a lot more happy than they are. You got to be a miserable fucking person to do that to someone. You have to be at the lowest point of your fucking life to do that to anyone. And then for it all not to work, you have to be even lower. Because now you have to live with the fact that someone you tried to kill is still walking around and is successful because they, success is determined by how, continuation. It's not by an outcome. It's by continuing. So it must suck for them. It must really suck for them. I don't know what's going on in their life, but I hope they okay. Yeah, I've gone through some crazy shit. I'm not really surprised. I know for a fact they were doing some form of magic on me though, because when I left the place to go to the to the apartment that I just all that situation, there was a fucking millipede that crawled out underneath from a dresser right when I was leaving out. So I knew they did something. And immediately when I got into that apartment, I did so much cleansing work on myself. It was unbelievable. I was like taking showers in Florida water for weeks. So I got rid of whatever the fuck they tried to do. They stole my birth certificate and gave it to some reader, but the birth certificate that they stole wasn't like a legal one. Well, it was legal, but it wasn't like a government document. And you need a government document birth certificate to do really any sorts of cursing and hexing because that works off of that system. The certificate that they used was a sovereignty certificate to free my name. So the name Zahara is not a business name. It's not underneath the U.S. corporate. It's me. So that kind of sucks because whatever I stand for and whatever I do and I run is what's going to be defending me in that sort of court and then sort of that line. So they kind of whatever happened to that person that did that, they're probably gone. They probably got their whole life fucked up by now for doing that shit because I don't know. People are weird. People are so fucking weird. But it's unfortunate, They were cool people, just not cool headed, I guess. Spiritual baths for months, genuinely. I did core cuttings for months too, so you gotta do them more than once sometimes. Yeah. If you can get some who is it? Altona 777 is a really good channel. I'll link their channel in there. If you need stuff for like getting rid of parasites and shit, Altona 777 is a super good channel to go to. Oh my goodness. They know what to do when it comes down to that. Let me put that in there. I give resources. I don't get why everyone's so scared to give resources. The fuck? You know what I mean? Some people are afraid to like, oh, here's what I do. Here's what this is. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, just share some shit, man. You might be saving some people's lives and clearing up their mentality and shit. Share it. It's fine. You're doing it with light. You're protected. They're protected. Why are you scared? Why are you scared? Oh yeah, listen. I talk to myself about that all the time. I could have came out in two different ways. I could have been the meanest person on earth, and I ended up this way instead. And I am very grateful for that, because I could have turned into some fucking monster, dude. Oh my god, I really could have. But I had fun. That sounds weird, but I had fun being locked in that basement with no food and water. I learned how to read tarot. I spent the entire month making a song every day, which really improved my skill with making music and sound design and stuff of that nature. I got like tarot going up. I delved into prayer. I started getting meditating a lot during that time, like a lot. I started sunbathing. It was really nice. I was skin and bone, but living solely off of spirit, and it was literally one of the most amazing times of my life. Um, I wouldn't recommend anyone go through it. I guess it's not fun, but I made the most of it. Like actually, and I will never forget the amount of power that that took out of me. Like I literally had to make the best out of it. That's literally when I got this bracelet too. At that exact time of that happening, I found this I got a random email. I was not subscribed to it at all, but it was a random email about getting an angel bracelet. And I went to the email. This was like $15. And it was on sale for $15. And I was like, you know what? I'll buy this angel bracelet. I did. A week later it came in the mail. I would literally go up to the mailbox and check every day just to make sure I didn't have any mail because I was getting mail in anyway, regardless. And there it was. And I put it in, I've had this ever since then. And it's like it's a very close to me thing. I always try and wear it, and if I don't wear it, it's like next to me at all times. But I this is literally like basically a trophy of survival for me in a way. But my angels have been fucking on me ever since then. Like way before then, but even more with it being with me having the bracelet. But I don't remember the site. I don't remember the email. I don't remember anything else. I have a prayer that I can use to cleanse it on my laptop, and that's about it. I don't know anything else about it. I don't need to know anything else about it. I probably do need to cleanse it though at some point again. We'll attune it. It's more of an attuning prayer than a cleansing prayer, but it also cleanses it in that same regard. But that it is something that's very close and dear to me. I love this thing so much. It was one of the most spiritual experiences I've had in my life. I will never know how to describe it. Like I won't. I did of the Gateway Project. If you know about them, those meditations, I did all of those within that month. Because I was just grinding out stuff. I had time to spend. I didn't have anything. I didn't have to worry about paying anyone money. I didn't have any money at the time either. So I didn't have to worry about paying rent. I didn't have to worry about them coming down into the basement asking to smoke or to do dumb shit. I just literally had me. It was just me and whatever I wanted to do. So I literally made the best of it. I filled up every time that I could learning and studying and all this shit. And it was very interesting. That's awful. I hate when people steal that type of shit. But definitely, usually, like, whenever I lose things or something stolen, I take it as like a departing. It's meant for someone else. The only reason they took it is because something in them needed it. It still is attached to you in that regard, but you can use it as like, if they do anything bad with it, you can still like cleanse it from that self because it's still your property. You know what I mean? Oh, I do. I make sure, like, literally, that's why I keep this on all the time. Well, not I haven't kept it on all the time, but I usually try and wear the Michael pendant for that reason. Like Michael was with me way more than I would have ever thought. Um, because like it was so bizarre. I was actively asking for help from everyone, my family, friends, making posts about it. No one gave a single fuck. No one cared. I got maybe a $20 donation once, and I and I was like, cool. Like, so y'all not gonna help me? I didn't call the cops because I didn't know what the fuck to do. Like, it was like I could have called the cops. I should have. I really should have. Um, I just didn't. I don't know why. But I went out asking for help. I called my dad and was like, hey, I'm locked in a basement. He thought I was joking. I guess people thought that I could just walk out of the basement whenever I wanted. I couldn't. Like both the doors were locked, so I was literally stuck in there. It was a crazy experience. And I think that no, actually the funniest part about that, the actual most ironic part was when the person came down into the basement from the outside, not coming down from the stairs, and to have a talk with me and tell me that they didn't accept an apology or whatever the hell that I made like maybe a week prior or something. And I told them like I know you locked me in here, and they said you're not locked down here, and I said no, you did. I gave them the whole story about how I know they locked me down here. And by the time they were going to leave, they were about to walk upstairs to the locked door, And then they realized that it was locked, and they looked at me with the most disgusted face I've ever seen in their entire life. They then went to the most sorrowful face, put their head down, and walked out the other door instead. And I literally watched them, and I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? You're gonna lie to my face, say I'm not locked down here, and then be so stupid that you tried to open the door? Like you're are you okay? Are you mentally good? Because how the hell did you forget that I'm locked down here? Did you just do it while you were high or something? Like, what's going on? Like, how did you really forget? Were you really about to try and prove me wrong? It was so bizarre. It literally like almost made me laugh at that exact moment. Because it was the most awkward 10 seconds of silence of my life. They literally tried opening that door. Don't say cap to my story. You don't know me. Go away. You don't believe me? You can go somewhere else. I don't give a damn. I ain't trying to convince no one. But that shit was funny to me. That shit was so funny. Because that was the most embarrassing moment in that person's life, probably. And I wouldn't want that on anyone. That's more embarrassing than like having your pants fall down in public. Literally saying I didn't do that and then proving yourself wrong within that same sentence has to be fucking like gut wrenching. They probably have nightmares of that shit. And I was sitting there having a ball. I was having fun. That shit was funny. Cause that right there is irony 101. You want to talk about the karma, you want to talk about you seeing the actions of your action, that's karma in play. That shit was so funny to me. I would like it wasn't like haha funny, but it was like so ironic. I had to sit back and think about it. It was like, damn. Like you really just did that, huh? You really tried to open the locked door, huh? That's bizarre. Have fun with that. Have fun with living with that for the rest of your life. You're 25 and you have to live the rest of your life with that. Good luck. It's awful. I wish them the best, truly. But you get what you get in this world. And when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And they got the dumbest prize of all. Bless them, though, honestly. They need some help. I don't know. But, I mean, lessons learned. What's even funnier is they're also a Libra. So, that Libra placement as a sun, when shit like that happens, will eat you alive harder than anything. Because you're all about balance. And if something's off balance like that, it fucks with you hard. Like, if you're a sun sign or like moon sign Libra, you know what I'm talking about. It's that fucking weird gut feeling of why is things off balance? Why does this not feel right? And it's because you know something's not right and you're trying to balance it out by ignoring it and you can't. Because you all about equality and justice and you know that something's not right. You can't hide it. That is the Libra weakness. Something has to be made right. And nothing was made right. Well, I mean, I was made right, so I mean, I guess that counts. But the other roommate was an Aquarius. It was just a bunch of fucking airheads, honestly. Like the one roommate was an Aquarius sun. The other one was a Libra sun, and then the Aquarius girlfriend was a Taurus sun. So it was just a bunch of airheads. And the Taurus wasn't even in the house at the time. She moved back to her parents to take care of her father at the time. So it was just like, it was literally my sun sign and my moon sign fighting against me. It was fucking weird. And it's like me being a triple air sign going through that, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like my Gemini placement kicked in heavily. If I didn't have the Gemini to kind of be there, I would have been batshit insane. But I literally was just like, why am I even like, what's the point of locking me down here? Like, what? I literally only eat like one time a day. Like, what? it was, dude. It was. It was the Aquarius that got upset at me, and that's why I told them to be nicer to me. So I guess they didn't like being told that they were an asshole, unfortunately. But the other Libra wanted to try and keep the balance, and unfortunately did not keep any balance at all. They were one-sided as fuck. Mayat's law was broken right in front of my eyes. I witnessed it. But that shit was fun. That was a very interesting experience. Because even like my memory is so vivid too, so I'm literally like reliving these moments while talking about it. They don't bother me at all. It's just like, huh. Oh my god. Yeah, no. They don't listen. Your placement matters with situations. A Scorpio would have fucking kicked that door down and said, "What the fuck do you think you're doing? Keeping me down there? What the fuck is wrong with you?" I'll put y'all down there. I'm gonna be upstairs. We'll switch the roles real quick. God, bro. Dude. Welcome in, welcome in. But no, seriously, I've had a few friends who are Scorpios. You don't they when shit gets out of balance, they're gonna make it even more out of balance, but it's gonna make them balanced. They don't give a fuck. Like, listen, you're messing up my life, I'm gonna mess up your life. Equal playing field. It's cool. Whatever. You want to do that? Fine. I'm gonna do it too. I'm gonna do it better though. I'm gonna make sure I'm the last one to do it though. I'm gonna end it. No, dude, Leo would have been fucking weird. Leo's would have. I'm a my North Node is Leo. So I will say the Leo placement came out because I was watching tarot videos and laughing maniacally down in a basement a lot. So I probably was scaring the fuck out of them because every day I was like laughing. Like every day I was having fun and like giggling to myself, but I made it my purpose and my sole goal to laugh extremely loud if they went to the kitchen because where the basement was, where my room was right above the kitchen. So I would hear them walk down the hallway and immediately start watching something to make me laugh. So it came out a little bit, but fair game. If you're gonna lock me in a basement, I'm gonna fucking do some weird shit. Like, you have now given me full access to not care, and now I'm going to just not care even more than usual. My Aquarius placement is going to be at max. My Libra placement is going to be ignored because my Gemini is in full function, and that is just how it's going to be. Everything is balanced. Everything is fine. Triple Scorpio, Jesus Christ. That's a lot. Yeah, it's like if you're an eclipse Scorpio, have fun. I was born on I think a waning moon or a waxing moon, so I have really interesting. Like my placements act really weird. Oh yeah, when Gemini gets upset, when I get mad, my Gemini usually comes out. I don't get mad often, but when it did, I was batshit crazy. Oh yeah, all it matters. Even your time matters. Like when you were born matters. I'm not gonna expose it completely, but the numerology of my birthday and the time I was born, it's just a bunch of ones and zeros. I'll say that much. I don't. I'm like, dude, I don't get it. Like, everything matters. The numerology of my whole like birthday is crazy. No, really. What if you don't know the time? That's okay. If you don't know the time, you can actually go request that at like at a courthouse or something. You can request getting your birth time if you want, but uh, birth time only matters for certain types of details, for like more accuracy and stuff. hmm I have 1 9, and that comes from my birth year of 1999. One of the 18s goes to a 9. And other than that, the other like well, the two nines also go to like an 18, which is also another 9. So it's just a bunch of ones, zeros, and nines. So I got something going on with it. I've done a lot of research into it. I'm not gonna like delve too deep in it because that sort of information you do want to kind of keep private, or at least talk to a trusted individual with. But My numerology of my birth time and birth date is crazy. I need to find. I either need to study ley lines or find someone who knows ley lines, to read me that, because I want to figure out what my ley lines are, or how they add up to this. Because I got some serious heat with my numerologies. It's weird, but study your numerology of yourself seriously. If you have your birth year, you just do your birth year and your birth date's good enough. If you have your time, even better. Look at that stuff, because it will tell you a lot of things. Don't worry about your life path number and all that shit. Worry about those. They will tell you some really interesting things. Oh no, yeah, the 2000s were weird. I wasn't conscious enough back then, but I had videos that I would watch, and it was very interesting. Like this, like it's all important. It's all there. Why are you wait? Why is this downloading? When did this start downloading? It just auto downloaded. I guess I'm playing Phasmophobia after this. I guess that's what I'm supposed to do because I didn't download this. It just started updating out of nowhere. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll run with it. I don't care. Okay, I'll check them out. I'll check them out. I will. I will. I will get a thing up and ready for that. We do have free will, but our rational mind also has free will and will make us act against our free will to make us feel like we don't. Um, it's like a pseudo thing. We have free will to do what we want, but we need to first know ourselves to know how our free will is going to actually work with us. So I can definitely see that. It's like the whole thing where people say that the subconscious doesn't exist. Yeah, it doesn't exist because it's happening so fast in a world so dense that you're not able to like actually realize it and see it in action without being like highly aware of it. So it's like it doesn't exist. It's not a real thing unless you actually like are aware of it and know how it works. So I can get where they come from for those things. It's just well, yeah, we have free will. There's like I don't know. There's so many things that prevent us from thinking that we have free will. It's a whole thing, man. Like the way that the world's ran, the fact that your free will is kind of partially sold away when you're a child. If you have a birth certificate, that's like in all caps because that's your business name and that's how you get money taken from you. Um, and all sorts of stuff of that nature. It's like, um, I mean, it's still there. It just all depends. It depends on where your focus is, you know. That's why I like talking to people of different like viewpoints because I want to know what they think. I'm not it's not like a judgmental thing where I'm like trying to seem better. I really want to know how people think so that I can get a better like observation of what's going on. Yeah, sometimes people back this up in the corner. That's the rational mind at its best. You'll talk about something and you'll realize halfway through that it's not right, but you're like, no, I have to keep talking about it this way because I already said it. I can't just say well never mind halfway. But that's a humility thing. Once you can work through humility and realize that it's okay to be wrong, it's fine. People hold themselves up with high standards and like what standards higher than like just being authentic? Being authentic means being wrong when you're wrong and being right when you're right. When you don't know, you don't know. Most of the time, I don't know. Sometimes I know. Sometimes sometimes I won't know. It's just how it is. But the things that I know, I stand strongly by. The things I don't know, you know what? Free game. Let's talk about it. Let's educate each other. I'm curious. Humility is the key to being authentic. It really is. Because if you can tell yourself, man, I was wrong for that, but can't tell someone else, you're not being authentic. You're being partial authentic, but it still needs to be worked through. You don't have to lie to kick it. Just be real. Different lines of life can really get along and live together. They just have to be truthful and fully transparent with themselves. Why did the chat? Why am I getting kicked off the? Oh, never mind. It's back on. I don't know. The laptop internet just went out for a few seconds. I guess it was because it was downloading Phasmophobia and it just like had an aneurysm. That's okay. I didn't really want you to download in the first place, but I'll let you. It's 11. They said what 4:30. So like 3 hours. I might get off here soon because I do have to do something in like a few minutes. Hours, minutes, sure, whatever. Hours. But I'll be back later as usual. Yeah, energy be weird. Energy's always being weird. It's always moving around. But thank you all for being here. I greatly appreciate all of you all for stopping by. The conversations, the readings, the environment that we make, I thoroughly enjoy wholly and truly. It is always a beautiful time being here. But I love you all so much. To the moon and back, to the forward and forever. I'll be back later tonight, today as usual, and I will see you all later. Please take care, stay hydrated, and watch out for the retrogrades because they're doing